said, let's get on with our first topic, which is YouTube.
Yeah, let's kind of jump into the first topic here. We got YouTube TV has announced some less expensive service plans, and you know the deal. They're going to make things more flexible for you for those who want it because they think they have some idea of what you want to see. Well, long story short here, I don't want to drag this out too far as what the plans are and the pricing and whatnot. But we have three plans here. We have standard YouTube TV, which is $82.99 right now. We have the entertainment pack. We have things like Fox, FX, HGTV, $54.99, $44.99 a month for your first 3 months. They gotta get you hooked in on that low deal to get you to pay a few months for that more expensive deal. You get a free 10-day trial on these. You've also got the news and entertainment and family pack that adds in things like CNN, ABC, CNBC, Fox News, and then you've got the sports pack that adds in things like ESPN, your Fox FS1, FS2. That one is $59.99. So when I first took a look at these, these are a la carte packs that you can buy and pick what you want. And you look at those prices, $44 a month for TV, maybe gets you a dozen channels. $59.99 a month gets you a dozen. Anyway, you get between a dozen and say 18 channels per pack. If you want one pack, that works out pretty good. You save a few bucks. But if you want more than one pack, you're paying more than the full subscription to YouTube TV minus add-ons. As you see on the screen here, we've got $82.99 is the going rate for YouTube TV after your promos. I want to make that clear. I don't include promos in these discussions because eventually they run out. So this is after promos. It's 128 channels. The other one is 89 channels, and the other one is 56 channels. So with that being said, one pack makes sense. You save money. Two packs, you might as well go ahead and pay for the entire YouTube TV. Now, I get it. Options, flexibility, people like that. In the economy, people are choosing less, so they spend less because they've got less to spend because things are more expensive. Without going into that, you guys know the situation and the way we're living right now. So, does this make sense? What do people want for their entertainment? Do they need streaming TV at all? Now, when we have this discussion, I'm kind of going to eliminate the sports fan. I get it. We've got the ESPN package. I think that's $29.99 a month. For everything ESPN, you don't have to have a cable provider. You don't have to have a satellite provider or a streaming provider. But sports is spread across various mediums. You've got your local televisions, you've got your ESPN, you've got your Fox Sports, your FS1, your FS2. So sports, I'm kind of going to push to the side for a minute. I feel like that's a special group of people. We're going to pay for our streaming services anyway. But does the average family care about these YouTube streaming packages? Does the average family need a content streaming service outside of user created content such as YouTube, TikTok, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels? Get the picture. Are we going home and watching our friends' content, or are we getting in front of our TV screens and needing a package to watch our content?
Let's say the cynic in me would say no. You're absolutely right. We could, piecemeal something together. The realist in me would say, these are still necessary. As culturally inclined humans, When there's a show, if there's a movement, if there's something online, uh, we all have a little bit of FOMO. Stuff like reality TV has a moment. I in particular, say anecdotally speaking, became a fan of the Secret Wives or Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and that's something you don't get in just regular streaming TV. You have to like have a package for it. It's because everyone in our group of adults of this certain age were talking about it. Someone had seen it, and so it became caught like fire. The same thing, that's what Netflix banks on when they have a show or a movie. It's like, hey, it catches like fire through social media or in your inner circles, and then you want to go see it, and you want to subscribe for it. I think what's ended up happening over the last 10 years or so is that we destroyed cable to then rebuild more expensive cable. And tech guys came in with
Agree.
fancier apps, UI that was much better than what was being provided by your normal streaming company because they weren't keeping up with it because they didn't have to. They had a monopoly. And they said, hey, here's a UI that's similar to your phone, provides you the same sort of content your TV does. And if you just give us a little bit of money, we'll make sure that that experience is better than what you saw on TV. And people were like, that's great. You know what? I don't ever watch HGTV. Why am I paying for it? And they didn't realize that paying for HGTV also helped subsidize the cost for other things that you now realize, hey, I kind of do want to watch. Maybe I do, I may not have been into Bravo when I was younger, but I am now that I'm older. And, Lifetime, I never thought to look at Lifetime. But hey, if there's nothing really on TV on a Saturday or Sunday, Lifetime's a great substitute for it. And it was sitting in my cable package the entire time for free, relatively speaking, because I was paying to watch, NFL football, 18 weeks out of the year. And then the rest of the time I could be watching Lifetime. I said all this and it may sound confusing, but my point is that we've made more expensive cable, and I think people started to realize that. And that's what these packages are trying to address. Like, hey, let's go back to sort of the package where we give you a promo, like you said, the 2-year deal of like, hey, it's this amount off. And then at some point we're going to jack up the price again. Why does YouTube even follow that too? Because that's what people know. That's what people are comfortable with when they get TV. YouTube doesn't have to do that. They can just say, here, the full price is this. You're going to pay it or you're not. But they understand that the mentality of, hey, if I offer you a deal for 2 years, I can get you hooked. People already knew that. I think there's going to be a subset of people who enjoy this. I think there's going to be a set of people in the middle, a large set of people in the middle, who are going to start reevaluating over this year as life becomes more expensive, which ones to pick and choose and get rid of. It may not even include YouTube TV. They might say, you know what, I don't watch enough live TV, and I do get most of my entertainment. I'm single or don't have kids. I get most of my entertainment from shorts and reels and Facebook movie, things of that nature. And then maybe I will subscribe to one or two of the movie providers that are either Disney or Warner Brothers or YouTube or Netflix. And that's all I need. And then there's gonna be a larger portion of people, I think, too, who we've talked about this on mic, that are just gonna go back to pirating. We're gonna go back to the good old days of dodging the law and the moonshine hours of getting your content and saying, you know what, I can wait to not see it in theaters. I can wait to not even subscribe to it on the streaming service. I will wait till it's somewhere digitally available through nefarious means and watch it then, just to be part of the conversation. It isn't that I need to, that I don't want to pay the people who make the content. But at a certain point, I can't afford to have 10 to 11 different streaming services just to be part of the conversation. I'll just go pirate it and enjoy it, and then talk to my friends or listen to a podcast or whatever that the initial engagement is to be a part of that. Or maybe just watch it in general and say, thank you, James Gunn, for making the Superman movie. Thank you for everyone who worked on the team for that, but I didn't pay anybody because I couldn't afford to. And so I think, we're going to go in 3 different directions in the upcoming years, but I think most of it won't be what streaming services thought it was, where they could monopolize and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, and nobody would react. I think we're beyond the broad situation.
I think the orange is out of juice on that one. I know you see. I just while you were talking, I pulled up my TV subscription, and I don't mind telling people I use Hulu Live TV, And to get Hulu Live TV and on the legacy plan, which is the cheapest plan, is $94.99 a month. Just to give you some idea, it's $94.99 a month before taxes, and that's just basic Hulu and basic Live TV. And then you take a look at some of these other services, and like you said, it makes people wonder what they need. Now, something that is neat that I noticed just in everyday paying bills, some of these services are getting smart and are bundling themselves with things like convenience services like Instacart, your DoorDash, to where you pay that membership to get those free delivery fees and those and those discounts, which are useful, very useful, because delivery fees on some of those services without the subscription are fairly expensive. So Walmart Plus, I noticed I had something advertised the other day where you can choose now which streaming service you want for free with your Walmart Plus membership. It's either Paramount or Peacock. And then Instacart you automatically get Peacock, one of the premiums, with your Instacart subscription. So a lot of us, myself included, I like my groceries delivered once in a while. Sometimes I like to go get them, but I do like them delivered once in a while if it's on the weekend, or I just want to lounge around in the pajamas and just don't feel like getting out of the house or just don't feel good. It's nice to get something delivered, some food. And so that Peacock subscription that gets slid in there, sure, I use it. Guilty as charged, I use it. Okay, the Walmart Plus. I like the occasional Walmart delivery. I pay for Walmart Plus. All right, the Paramount subscription, I use it once in a while. So, maybe that's the way they go, is start bundling it with services they know you're going to use. I mean, Amazon hit that out of the park years ago when they put Prime Video in with the Amazon Prime subscriptions.
Yeah, I'll end it by saying this. There's a reason why Rocket Money is being advertised everywhere. People are starting to say, you know what?
Mhm.
I need to find out a way. It's hard for me to track on my own what I'm subscribed to. Rocket Money, go find it. Maybe I'll cancel it. Maybe I won't. Who knows?